Hey folks, welcome back to my Let's Play of Ocarina of Time, Reverse Dungeon Order. Sorry this part took quite a while to get uploaded, but as you've probably noticed on my channel, I've been pretty busy uploading other content. So yeah, sorry, but it's finally here, part 6, and this is going to be a really good part. We are taking on the Shadow Temple, and it is, in my opinion, the most difficult temple in the game, especially with low amounts of health. It's really unforgiving. Lots of dangerous enemies, almost no health pickups, and lots of pitfalls, so it's really tricky. Probably my rustiest temple, but I think I'll do just fine here. Been doing a bit of practice to get better at it. So right now we just gotta travel to the graveyard, so a little bit of boring backwalking here that you've already seen, but has to be done. Okay, so you remember the bean we planted when we were a kid? Well, this is where it's going to come in handy. It's going to take us up to this level up here, and from here we're going to use what's called a chew boost, I believe, to get to the ledge up here and then into the Shadow Temple. There we go. This trick really isn't that difficult. It's just a little bit of muscle memory. So I'm waiting for Navi to appear, and I can get ISG off of her text, just like that. Pretty much every time you start the game from a file, Navi pretty much chimes in at the same time. You know, after a couple minutes, she'll chime in, and you can use her text to get ISG. So from here we're going to walk the seam, and this is actually kind of tricky because you can get stuck very easily. Now the ISG, what it's doing for us is keeping us from falling off, but you can still get stuck, like I said. You want to stay near the top of the seam, but if you press against the top too much, you can get stuck, and you never want to Z target pretty much. You want to use your C up or your hook shot to do your alignments. So I'm kind of being extra careful here because I don't want to mess up. See, right there I thought I got stuck right when he kind of stopped for a second. Okay, so here we're now right above the stairs that you usually normally take to get down there, and we do a side hop, and that's going to completely skip loading the area down there, including the torches and the door, so we can just go right into the Shadow Temple. And from here we're going to head to get the hover boots, which is an extremely useful item. It's going to help us throughout the entire run, really. And I hate these stupid things that talk to you every time you pass through them, and they say the same thing pretty much. Really unnecessary. Okay, so here is the second dead hand in the game. You have to fight him in the bottom of the well as well, although we haven't been there and we're not going there. Just trying to get in an extra hit there, but it didn't work. And if you're wondering how I'm preventing from getting grabbed by those hands, if you're pretty close to them and then do a jump slash, they'll immediately let you go, and then you can just back up away from them, so it saves some time. So easy peasy, he's down. One thing I always thought about Dead Hand is that he looks exactly like the characters from Silent Hill. I don't know if any of you guys have played Silent Hill, I'm sure you have, but yeah, he's straight out of Silent Hill, that white and red look with the claws and everything about him. So from here we're going to equip the boots and save and reset and go back to the beginning of the temple. It's a little bit of a time saver, and it makes it to where I don't have to do the entire temple in one go, because it is pretty tricky. I'm doing some pretty difficult tricks in here. And one mistake that a lot of people make is that they don't trust in the boots, but I like to think that I trust in the boots quite a bit, so they usually don't let me down. Now with pushing this switch, the correct one to push to is either is one of the three in the back there, but it's completely random, and I drew a short straw there, didn't get the first two, so it's this third one. Of course we don't have the lens of truth, so I'm just kind of guessing, but yeah, it's just random between one of those three. Yeah, there's going to be a ton of stuff going on in this temple, so I'm going to try to explain it, but it's going to be kind of tricky because this is probably one of the most glitched temples in the entire game. So here I'm collecting the 5 silver rupees, and that's going to get us a key that we need. Total cheap hit. Taking damage in this temple is really, really devastating, because, especially if you have low health like I do, because with my current inventory and items, I really cannot collect any extra health in this temple. And I still have to fight the boss, and there's some damage I have to take in a little while, so it's a very tricky temple to survive. So here is a huge shortcut that uses a jump/clip, and it allows us to skip most of the temple, really. We just go straight to the boat. And right there, you can just jump/right through the bars. I have no idea how much time that saves, but it's absolutely monumental. You skip like the entire big room, you know, with the size that drop down and try to chop you up, and alright, so now there's going to be 2 Stalfos dropping in on the boat. You can really just go to the back of the boat, like on that tall part back there, and you can just like wait and they'll walk themselves right off the edge and you don't have to fight them at all. But I'm trying to take them out to get an extra heart, which they drop rarely. So yeah, there's some Deku nuts, no heart, but any extra health you can get in this temple is greatly appreciated. Okay, so coming up is another big trick, and this one skips the bow. Normally you have to fire an arrow at the base of the statue across the way to blow up the bombs and let the bridge drop across. But we're going to use a bomb chew instead, and it uses a very specific alignment to get it done. And I actually came up with this alignment myself. A couple of people have come up with ways to do it using, you know, the magic meter to align, but I found a way where you don't need really anything. So now that the bridge is across, we can just go over to the boss room. But first we need the boss key, so... And here comes another really big trick, and this skips Din's fire. So you just get over here really quickly and press against the wood. It damages you a little bit, and the Re-Dead will do his thing where he freezes you in place, and the wood keeps moving, so you actually move through the wood, and we get the boss key. And from here we just have to wait until it goes all the way in and kills us. Nice mega flip there. Just showing my skills. So yeah, once this goes all the way in, it's gonna basically take a heart away from us, and then we get put back in the middle of the room so we can get out. And now it's time for Bongo Bongo, which is probably, I don't know, he's probably one of the harder bosses in the game. He does a lot of damage, and he's a little random, and he can trick you sometimes. And alright, so you're about to see some really big weenie strats here. I don't have any lens of truth, of course, so I can't see these platforms, so I have kind of this goofy alignment that I do in order to not fall. I've seen people just like use the hover boots and roll across all the platforms, but I'm gonna be safe. And so this jump slash here is going to, you know, set our crouch stabs to do jump slash power. I have to say, if the Ocarina of Time 3DS version of the game doesn't have power crouch stabbing, things are going to get really interesting. It's going to make playing the game completely different. Power crouch stabbing is just so useful. So here, you just want to hook shot each of his hands, or a bow, or use the bow if you have it. If his hand is open, you can hook shot it no problem and stun it. Then he's going to charge you, and then you can just stab his eye. And his eye is always in the same position, so it's always between his hands, so you don't need the lens of truth at all. Whoa, that was close. He came really close to hitting me. And he does 1 heart per hit, as far as I know. And wow, that was a great fight. If you get ISG, you can take him out in 1 cycle, but I don't really have bombs, so... But yeah, sometimes Bongo will make a fist, and you cannot do anything to... You know, you can't shoot it with a hook shot or bow. You can't put your shield up and dodge it. You just have to get out of the way. His fist is just a devastating attack. So you gotta be on your guard with this guy. So that's Bongo down, and I have to say, I really tore up the Shadow Temple here. It is one of my worst temples, because I don't play it very often. Alright, so enjoy this cutscene. I really have nothing to say during these things. There's a kind of a funny, ironic part at the end of this cutscene, so I'll chime in once that starts. So now that we've collected both the Spirit and Shadow medallions, the game thinks that we have all 6 medallions. And you can see Rauru here is going to tell us that the 6 sages have been awakened and it's time for the final showdown with Ganondorf. And that's basically just the way the game was programmed. It thinks that when you have the last 2 medallions, you must have all the rest. And now we can go to the Temple of Time and get the light arrows, which is what we're going to do in the next part, but we're also going to head to the Water Temple right after that and begin that temple. So please join us in the next part. Hope to see you there. Bye.